My name is Freddie Martin, and I am the Congregational Life and Community Engagement Manager at Glide Memorial Church. And I've been here for about 6 months and have participated in the meditation group in the past when I first joined Glide in 2010. And today we're going to be talking about the history of the meditation group, what it is, its updated mission and purpose. And we're going to be speaking with the two leaders, Joko Mira Ingram and Ben Myers, who have been keeping this harm reduction focused meditation group going. And I am just excited and happy for all of you in our wonderful congregation to get to meet both of these amazing individuals and also hear about what they're doing and how you can participate and be a part of it as well. So with no further ado, our amazing congregational life group leaders for the meditation group. Just can you introduce yourself, say who you are, your title, and how you identify if you choose to in terms of intersectionality. And we'll start with Mira.
Hi, I am Joko Mira Ingram, and I am, as far as my identity, I would call myself a little bit of almost everything. I'm a mixed race, mostly white, genderqueer, disabled person. And yeah, that's it. And I use a wheelchair.
My name is Benjamin Myers, Shishin Ben. I am a Buddhist priest. My I identify as a cis white male. And I do my best to not assign myself labels for the most part. But when arms are twisted, I am a queer male and I'm loving life.
Great. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. And I just want to get this right, and so that everyone knows, Joko, Mira, and Shishin Ben. Did I get that right? Okay.
Yes, you did.
Good. And what is the title of your group? And we'll get into a little bit of the history of the meditation group. How did it start? When did it start? And who started it? And this will be whoever wants to answer.
Mira will probably be the primary go-to woman.
So the meditation group is its Buddhist name is Zenke Sangha. That name was given to it by Ben and my original teacher, Jonna Draka. She started the meditation at Glide around 2008, and Ben and I joined around 2010 or 11, and then about 3 or 4 years ago, she got really sick and with cancer. And so before she passed away, she ordained both Ben and I as Zen Buddhist priests in her lineage so we could carry on the meditation. And the meditation is that she developed is a harm reduction based meditation to help ground people and help people get through stressful and hard times and to lessen suffering.
Great answer. Great answer. Ben, do you want to add anything to that?
I think that was a good answer.
Yeah, and I'm just going to interject here. We talked about this a little earlier, and determined that Jana Jaka may have started the group in around 2008. Just for a little more history. And there's a follow-up question that I have because I realize people may not know what your titles stand for. But what, Ben, does the Shishen mean? And what is the significance of Joko?
It's actually sheesh. And
oh,
no,
okay. She's
no. I kid around. I tend to kid a lot, and Mira does as well. But yeah, it's a Shishin, and that means lion heart. And I, to this day, do not know if I'm supposed to be aspiring to be a lion heart or if I am. But either way, I like to say I'll fight for you, but I'll be nice about it.
I love it. I love it.
And my name Joko was the name that Jana Draka gave me when she ordained me, and it means quiet lake. And part of when you get a Buddhist name like that is to study what the meaning is. And so, the teacher doesn't usually directly tell you. And so I've been studying on it a long time, and I'm still not sure exactly why I'm a quiet lake, but that's the name she gave me. And so here I am.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I think we'll move on to the next question, which is what do you do in the meditation group, and what kind of space do you create for the people that want to attend or have been attending? And then I'm going to be doing this throughout our conversation, but I was just amazed at how much I learned in doing the reading through the mission and purpose and updating it with you all. And one of the things that stood out to me was that the Zenke Sangha, which is what this meditation group is and what you all practice, is defined as a group of people who meet together like a congregation but smaller, with the intention of learning about Dharma, the teaching of the Buddha. Basically the knowledge and acting out in a way which improves the lives of many marginalized people. But I'll let you say more about that. So just tell us a little bit about the group, what you do, and the kind of space it is.
So when we meet up we meet for an hour each week, and we do a little bit of meditation in there, and we practice right speech, which is doing kind speech in conversation with people and trying not to argue or bring up negativity, and then we do short meditations that John Adraka has taught us that that are aimed in like being able to overcome a craving, or being able to deal with a chronic pain you're having. And if you could meditate for just 10 minutes, it's enough time to get the chemicals that go through your brain and make you feel like, like the addiction or the need to do something, or the urge. 10 minutes is enough time for those to kind of work through your brain. And so being able to sit for 10 minutes like that allows the chemicals in your brains to change, so you're able to get rid of that urge and calm down. And so in a lot of ways it's grounding for people and things like that. And we've been meeting for so long, so a lot of times we'll get into conversations, and we practice kind of seeing things from a different perspective, or kind of like, how would the Buddha see this issue that we're talking about or going through. And we try to lessen suffering. Basically, the objective of Buddhism is to find ways to lessen suffering so we don't have to suffer as much. So when you're in pain, mental or physical, you can deal with that pain and have it, but you don't necessarily have to suffer while you have it. And that makes it much easier to deal with.
Amazing, amazing. You reminded me of when I first met John Adraka. It was in and around managing pain, lessening the suffering, and several other things. But yeah, a lot of her teachings I still practice, and they're still with me. Ben, I want to ask you, did you want to add anything to what Joko Mira said? Okay. Shishen, Ben. I want to ask you, why is this ministry important to you?
It's a very good question. Well, I enjoy helping others, and I too am disabled and in a wheelchair, and experience pain on a regular basis. So this is a good way for me to give back and help others even when I feel that I need help. But specifically the area the area of Glide, I really respect and have a good relationship just with the surrounding neighborhoods and the people there that I always feel I connect with quite easily. And so I try to bring that into meditation and make others, I hope that others feel as accepted as I feel by the larger community.
Thank you. Thank you. There's definitely a lot of pain and suffering in the TL and the surrounding community. And there's also a lot of peace and joy. And I appreciate both of you for bringing that to Glide. That's how I reconnected. I would often see Mira in various neighborhoods, and she would be like, "Hey, you should come to the group." And then when I started working here, I was like, wow, I have to come to the group. But I had attempted through COVID to actually, I think that was another place where I re-entered the group. And it was necessary for me to do that at that time. We were all going through a lot. And I just want to applaud both of you for actually keeping the meditation group going and growing all throughout COVID. So that's amazing. Yeah, I want to applaud you for that. It's bringing meditation and peace and less suffering into the Zoom circle. And the question that I asked was, why is this important to you? I want to give you a chance as well, Mira, to talk about what this means to you as well.
Well, personally, when I first came to this group, I was actually in a really bad place myself. I had PTSD really bad and agoraphobia. And then I had met Jonna, and she invited me to the Glide group. And I was offered a place in public housing, just 2 buildings away from Glide, right after I had met Jonna. And so I thought, like, oh, this is so fortuitous, it's meant to be. So I moved into the building and I started going to Glide, and through the meditation there, I've been able to deal with a lot of my anxieties and discomfort with going out. I would say I don't have any agoraphobia at all anymore. The people in the group have become a great support. There's all kinds of like loving kindness that we focus on in there. So it's a really positive place, and it's very radically inclusive. No matter where you're at, everyone is welcome, and that made me feel really welcome. And I like to keep providing that space for others.
Wonderful, wonderful. There was something that you said that jarred my memory as well. And that was loving kindness. I love that phrase. I love those words together. And I think one of the most grounding and centering experiences that I've had recently was the meditation that you did at the end, both of you. Joko Mira, I think you were leading that meditation, but the words and the energy in which you said those words, and the energy that and words that you brought, Ben, in that space, it really, I had an epiphany moment, which was that with the new job comes a lot of things, but I was really going in a lot of different directions. I was pretty scattered, emotionally and mentally and in other areas and other ways. But that group of people that was gathered there and that meditation just made me realize, I really do need to focus on breath. I need to focus on being centered, and that I needed to continue to come to this meditation group, which, by the way, folks, it meets on Mondays at 6 p.m. Rain, sunshine, sleet, or snow, or earthquake in San Francisco, it meets. And it's led by these two amazing priests. And I want to say so much more, but I want to give you an opportunity to do two things. One is to talk a little bit more about the mission and purpose that was updated, some things that that you want to do and see growing or expanding in the meditation group. And then also, I believe this is a good time to say thank you. I was going to wait till the end, but I need to ask Megan to do something. Megan is our wonderful production, communications, behind the scenes right now.
Yeah, in terms of our mission statement, we're constantly evolving. We're constantly, it's a good example of our determination to do good, but our recognition that doing good might be different for different people. So our core beliefs are ever evolving and are like, we had a really good discussion with Freddie about it. And I feel that we can continue to have a good discussion and work with the individual to make it a better place for them. Whenever we meet, there's always a lot of really introspective and amazing conversation between the members. And I always come away having learned something.
Great. Mira, did you want to chime in? We don't have any bells, but we're working on it for the next time.
Yeah, we're we're basically we try to be non-judgmental, radically inclusive, meeting people where they're at, letting people bring their own character and topics to the group, but when we just discuss it in a kind and accepting way, and yeah, and we don't judge anyone, or we try not to. That's one of our goals, and we try not to be critical, but rather listen and be understanding.
Amazing, amazing. So I'm going to be the one to chime in about this mission statement, purpose, and values that were recently updated. I read a little bit, but I'm just going to do a few excerpts, and then I would love to hear what you have to say about that as well. Earlier, I talked about this group meeting with the intention of learning about Dharma, the teaching of the Buddha, basically the knowledge and acting out in a way which improves the lives of marginalized people. Well, it's listed actually in here. So it says, which improves the lives of the unhoused, those addicted to substances, or those who are not otherwise recognized in a society in which they don't feel comfortable. And then it says we specialize in harm reduction meditation. And for those that are not familiar with harm reduction, from this perspective, it is harm reduction, the principles of harm reduction. Harm reduction is a set of practical strategies and ideas aimed at reducing negative consequences associated with substance use, and a movement for social justice for the rights of people who may use drugs or alcohol or not. It incorporates a spectrum of strategies and focuses on meeting people where they're at, ranging from safer use to managed use to abstinence, and addressing conditions of use along with the use itself. Also focus on pain management, anxiety, stress, and tips for reducing suffering, which I think has been covered. Let's see.
So if you'll excuse me, I need to get high. So.
Did that provoke any other feelings or thoughts or experiences?
I don't know, but I'll wait a bit. I'll meditate on it.
And then this next part calls for the non-judgmental, non-coercive provision of services and provides resources to people who use substances, also addresses the communities in which they live in order to assist them in reducing harm, and recognizes that the reality of poverty, class, racism, social isolation, past trauma, sex, gender-based discrimination, and other social inequalities affect both people's vulnerability to and capacity for effectively dealing with harm, and does not attempt to minimize or ignore the real harm. So I just wanted to, oh, sorry about that. Let me mute myself. Okay, maybe that ambulance is going to help someone reduce the harm. Well, they are reducing harm. They're going to help someone. My apologies for that. I just wanted to say and ask just a couple more final questions before we wrap up. What would you say to a person who has never been to a meditation group and is thinking about coming? What would you say to them in terms of what they could expect when they come to the group? And then also talk a little bit about, the times, because I know you do several meditation groups, and I want to give you the opportunity to talk about that as well. The other groups, times and places that you do, and then we're gonna invite some people in, and I would love to close with a loving kindness meditation. Actually, we probably should have started with that, right? But yeah, if you could speak a little bit to that.
Ben, did you want to go or do you want me to go?
I was wanting you to go first.
Okay. Could you repeat the question?
Okay. So the first question was, what would you say to someone who is interested in coming to attend the group? What would you say to them? What would you say for them to expect when they come into the group? Just like a day in the congregational life of the meditation group.
So, one of the things that Jana Draka tried to do and that we carry on with is we try to be unlike a lot of meditation groups where you have to get in touch and go to some kind of a Buddhist center and find out about it and all this other stuff. We just try to be like open and inviting to anyone at any time. If you're interested in learning about some of the healing qualities of meditation and some of the support of Sangha and of Buddhism. And so everybody's welcome. You don't have to have done any kind of meditation previously. Oftentimes we have conversations based on what people have brought up, or we will have a short reading or a video by someone who may be Buddhist or who may be talking about a Buddhist subject, and we will discuss that. And we sometimes have a Buddhist teacher come in who teaches us some of the Dharma and things from his experience. And we do short meditations. Our main focus is the loving kindness meditation, where we set out to send out love and kindness to everyone and everything.
I love that.
And I'd just like to insert that our loving kindness meditation always starts with ourselves. and slowly expands to include the entire universe. And then that includes those that we're having issues with. And then we collapse it down to ourselves again. So we open and close our mouths around all that we enjoy and love, including the things that we don't always think of as loving.
Great. I was getting all centered and grounded just listening to you. Both of you talk about that. I did have one additional question. My apologies. And then I'll ask for Megan at the time that we do the meditation to play the bell, because Megan has an amazing bell. So the other additional question has to do with, okay, what's the day and time? And I'll let you guys say that. And then the other question is in terms of activism, because I know that's a part of the mission and purpose and values of the group, in terms of the activism or action items that have to do with either policy or things that affect harm reduction altogether, or people who practice it in our communities, because there's still a lot of judgment and there's a lot of things that go on in society in and around that, and the criminalization of people who practice harm reduction. So I'm asking both of you, oh, Ben, I hope I'm not making you too tired. I just want to ask, like, in terms of what you envision or what your lived experience has been with this, what kinds of things or issues are you hoping to address or tackle in the future, near, mid, or far future?
Well, first of all, we meet on Mondays at 6 p.m. And right now we're meeting on Zoom, but we'll slowly, hopefully, be coming back to Glide to meet. We also meet informally on Tuesdays and Thursdays on Zoom, and on Fridays at the Howard Langton Community Garden south of Market. And I forget the other question now.
Oh, it's okay. I'll go back to it. And what is the location of Glide Memorial Church and these other places that you were speaking of?
So Glide Church is at 330 Ellis Street. You can actually find out about our meditation groups by going to the Glide Congregational Life Groups page and signing up for meditation, and we can give you all the information about all of our meetings every week, if you would like to know more.
Yes, and that's glide.org, and the mission, purpose, and values is also there. Ben, did you want to add anything? And then I'll say the second part.
I was just going to say, we meet on Mondays at 6 o'clock at Glide, or on Zoom, and our Tuesdays and Thursdays are both at 1:30 on Zoom. And initially we were at the Howard Langton Community Gardens, and we'd like to get back to that.
Okay, and we will be, as both Ben and Mira said, we will be having coming soon. We haven't set a date, but we'll be having the in-person option, but that just means that the meeting will be going hybrid soon. And the other part of the question was about the activism, civic engagement, the policy that is a part of the harm reduction work. And I just wanted to hear from both of you what that looks like. Maybe, from your experience that you've already had, but also what you might want to see with Glide Memorial Church and the group members and congregants.
Well, I've actually been doing some work lately with there's a bunch of like mushroom churches that have been opening in San Francisco where people can get psychedelic mushrooms and things like that. So with more people having access to that, we find more people having what you would call bad trips or, just negative experiences. So I've been reaching out to that community, and we've been inviting them into our meditations and sharing the harm reduction meditations with them. Several of us in the group have taken classes and carry Narcan, so we know what to do if we see someone ODing. And I live in the middle of the Tenderloin, and I always try to invite people around the neighborhood. A lot of times when I'm out and about, you'll see people who don't have a place to live, and they might be out on the sidewalk doing drugs. So I always, try to invite them to be mindful and be with the moment and what they're doing, and invite them to come to the meditation if they have any problems or anything. And just be supportive of people where they're at, because a lot of times people are just trying to survive, and most of the time people are just doing the best they can with the knowledge that they have. And hopefully we can bring a little bit more knowledge that might invite a little bit less suffering.
And I'd just like to say that one of our friends, who's also very supportive of this movement, will be a Burning Man in the Burning Man Zendo, helping people practice a lot of these similar ideas, and leading a safe space to inject and just have a place where they can be safe about getting high or doing drugs in general. So really excited about that.
And that is our congregational life moment for Sunday, August 27th. And it's also in honor of National Overdose Prevention and Awareness Day and month. So many of our congregants and community members who are interested in this will be able to hear Sam Rivera speak about harm reduction and its importance, but also being the first individual to get safe injection sites in the United States opened in New York. He's going to be our preacher and moderator for that panel discussion. It's amazing lineup. So all of this goes together, and you can also view a long version of this on the website at glide.org. You can come visit Glide Memorial Church. Hopefully you'll be coming to one of the meditation groups on Mondays at 6, and there will also be videos of the panel discussion if you miss it, and some other things. So check out the website when you can. And I think this might be a good time, unless anyone has anything to add or that they want to say. Before we do our loving kindness meditation with the yay with the bell. Ready?
Ben, do you want to lead it? Or
What are you?
okay. So the loving kindness meditation, we always start with ourselves. You have to love yourself before you can really love anyone else. So start with yourself, then move out to the people you're close to, the people you love, the people around you. Keep moving out bigger to the people in the area, the people on this piece of land, the whole planet, the universe, the multiverse. Just move out as far as you would like. We just say for all sentient beings. And then at one point, I am going to invite you to, if you would like, to send some loving kindness to someone that you're having trouble with or that's bringing up negativity in your life, before ending it again with yourself.
It would be, thank you, Mira. I have to say this. I have on a Glide hat that says Celebrate Home, and on the back it says glide.org. So that's you can get that in our merch shop. And Mira is wearing the Glide Love hoodie. Yeah. So yeah, thank you. And Ben has some Glide something behind him somewhere in the room, I know. Yeah, you can go to glide.org. But thank you. Oh, Megan. Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live in peace. Now move out. Move out a little wider. All the animals and plants on Earth. All the sentient beings that exist. Now, if you're having conflict with someone else or negativity in your life with someone, I invite you to send some loving kindness to them before returning it to yourself. And ending with, may I be happy, may I be healthy, and may I live in peace. May all beings be happy, may all beings be healthy, and may all beings live in peace. Thank you.
Thank you. That was amazing. And we can all
Thank you.
hands.